It's game time. Welcome to the Sports, Bants and Prosecco.
Thank you so much.
Can I have all the cameras on me, please?
Yeah, that story though with the
Mate, that was
exactly.
crazy.
That was
crazy,
something
man. It
else.
was crazy, man.
So what do you lot think about Mendy?
What about him? What, the fact that the rape charges were
Dropped.
And now he's taking his club.
It's taking the club. It's suing them.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
it's an interesting question. I was debating this with Dom.
Yeah.
It's like an interesting question because
I didn't know.
so fundamentally, I think it was word of mouth. He was promised that if it all goes, you're going to be taken care of. Don't worry, you're going to be taken. You're going to be paid.
If it goes wrong,
if
If it goes
right,
okay.
like all the charges are dropped.
yeah, you're going to be taken care of. You're going to get paid. Blah blah blah. And I think they're paying him up to a point, and then,
and then they stopped paying him after a little while.
Yeah, so I think he's saying he's owed $5 million.
Did he get found guilty?
No.
Nothing.
No.
I'm just checking.
I don't think
not
it went
guilty.
that far.
He didn't even. Yeah.
No, he did. He went to court.
It went to
No,
court.
but I
It was
don't think it wasn't
because he was.
No, it went to court. He was
I
found
thought
not
it was.
guilty.
I thought it was thrown out. I didn't realize. I thought it was.
No, he went to court and I think then if it wasn't, he was held on remand.
Yes, he
That's
was.
what it
He
was.
was held on remand.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
then the
he was found
girls,
not guilty.
the girls' stories just didn't add up and
I
everything.
don't
And
know,
then the
I don't know
person,
enough
no,
about it.
one of the girls, I was kind of following it a little bit. But one of the girls had sex with him. It was just all like it was a setup and type of vibes. But I didn't know he was suing Man City.
Yeah.
Well, now apparently he's on his last knees and his last pounds. I'm just paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where's my money? You lot promised me my money." But it brings into question a wider question because his life's been ruined.
Yes.
He's lost
And
his job.
And,
His
his
income's
income's
been-
innocent.
Yeah, and his income's
All the
been
endorsements,
fucked, and
everything.
he's done nothing wrong. Imagine
Yeah.
someone accusing you. Like Tom said to me, "Oh, but it's like if someone calls," and I was like, "Nah." But no, it's like he's saying it's like if someone calls up your workplace and says, "Oh, you know why Lee wasn't able to do her job the other day? It's because she was high on coke." Now, imagine they sacked me because of that. Bearing in mind they've got no
evidence,
proof.
Yeah.
no proof.
But
Yeah.
the, but the,
I was like, "Well, you take them to court." But
Exactly.
You would.
You would. I would, definitely.
But I suppose the thing is, you are contracted, and this I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm thinking, so you're contracted to do a job, right? You are remanded in jail,
So you cannot.
so
do
you
it.
cannot do
the
your
job.
Yeah.
right? So I'm just supposed to keep paying you.
But then what they should exactly, this is what I said, like how long do I keep paying you? But equally what they should have done is made a decision. Because what you do is in your normal job, if I do something that's deemed to bring the company to disrepute,
Then you dismiss me,
or
right?
then you
Yeah.
dismiss, you have a conversation
you
with
pay
me,
whatever, you
and
know.
you dismiss
Yeah.
me with
Yeah.
or without prejudice, whatever.
Yeah.
But you dismiss me, you don't keep me hanging, kind of thing. Because obviously I don't want to pay you indefinitely, kind of thing. But either way, you have a conversation. You say, right, we're terminating your employment, pending whatever,
Yep.
or you know, you're just gone.
Yeah.
Or we're going to pay you because we believe in you. But you have that conversation before you get to this point because that man's life is, again, ruined.
But that's if
Who's going
the
to take them on?
conversation wasn't had because I guess there's only we're always only hearing one side of the story.
Well, of
right?
course.
Yeah, but then he would have no expectation that he'd be paid.
No, I'm
if
just
he
saying,
wasn't-
but we're still only
Like,
hearing-
realistically, all now he should have been sacked.
But if he's going to take
But he
them
was
to
sacked
court,
though,
but if
wasn't he?
he's
No, he was just
No.
put on hold, essentially.
his contract wasn't terminated.
Yeah, like what
okay.
they should have done was
It's just the
terminated
payment.
or
Exactly.
suspended
Yeah.
or.
Okay.
But even that part of it is not fair because you've technically
but-
done
yeah, 'cause
nothing.
Nothing.
Well,
You
no.
haven't been
But
found guilty
as I
yet.
said, if I am, I don't know, if I'm accused of something and I am remanded in prison for a year or year and a half, my company's going to release me because I am not doing.
No,
my
I'm not
job.
even talking about that part of it. That part of it's black and white. I'm talking about
Yeah,
the
because
fact
that's
that.
what it was.
But for you, you've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's
So I mean,
what
it
she's
comes to
saying.
find
It's
out
not-
you've done nothing wrong. So you lose your livelihood.
I suppose I sit and I think as there's a part of me that thinks, well, and I'm not saying that he did anything wrong.
You're just saying
but you've also got to be smart.
Yeah, but okay, look at that guy.
Cool.
No, but look at that guy who was a bank manager. And then I think the police investigated because they didn't understand why he had, no, that's it. He got stopped. He got stopped on road in a nice car.
yes.
And from just getting stopped, they were like, he must be a
must
drug
be a drug
dealer.
dealer, yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes,
And he's
I
a
read
bank
that.
manager these
Yep.
times. It ruined his life. He got made redundant. No, he got fired. He was investigated.
Yeah.
They got taken because they
Just because assumed he
must be
was
a drug
guilty
dealer.
and all
I
of
think
that.
this went on
Yeah.
for 7 years.
Yeah.
No income, no job, and his fingers hanging over his head. All to find out he did Nothing wrong.
They went and searched his home, didn't they?
Yeah.
They searched his
They
home.
raided his mum's house,
everything.
raided his house.
Yeah, his
7
family.
years
That's right, I
later.
remember, I remember.
7 years later,
Yeah.
he's been acquitted of it. But they fucked up his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now
And they
he's
gave him
suing them.
but you know what they gave him? $1 million.
$1 million.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Who
$1
gave him the
million.
million though?
I think the police or whatever. But he's
Right,
sued.
I was going to say not the company.
No,
No,
but only
no.
$1 million for 7 years. I remember he was a bank manager, so
And he was earning 77, 60
and bonuses.
something.
And if you look at the
Exactly.
potential trajectory of
Yeah,
his
exactly.
career,
Right.
So
he would have been earning.
It says then that there's something within the judicial system that means that if they make an error, you have to be fully compensated for your loss or
Absolutely.
your potential
Yeah.
loss. You can't. I find it hard to blame the firm because you don't know that he's not guilty. Generally you're thinking as I guess as a company, like we might think differently, but you're thinking, well, the police have said he's done it. He's
okay, but
he's on
let me play
bail
devil's
or
advocate on
whatever.
that one. But it's like I said with the analogy of someone calling, like if I call,
That's right.
it's the same analogy. If
You're
I call,
assuming that he's done
yeah, if someone calls my workplace and says Lou didn't do her job yesterday, she was high as a cat, she weren't sick like what she said, and you fire me because you've got that, you have to be able to prove that.
But surely there's a difference between them just getting a random phone call and the police and you being remanded.
It wasn't remanded in custody.
No, I'm saying, you know,
No,
where
you're
they've
talking
said
about
that
Mendy.
we
Are you talking about Mendy?
Like, they're slightly different to someone just randomly, like me calling up your workplace and saying, blah, blah, blah. They don't even know who I am.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
if
I
it's
hear
the
it, I
police-
hear it, I
I'm not-
hear it,
and I'm
I
not
hear
saying
it,
that,
they
yeah,
are,
But what I'm saying is,
Okay, but hear this. If the police are calling you and saying we're investigating this man for fraud, but you as a company can't find fraud, what are you investigating? Oh.
no, but
Mm-hmm.
I still think that it's down to the judicial system to have something in place that if they decide that they're going to
that's
charge
right,
you
they should.
and they make an error, but within that you being charged, you lose your job, your potential earnings.
But this is
Yeah, I think, like you're saying, yeah, something you should definitely, yeah.
Right, so
completely
if
correct.
they make these errors,
They're
Right,
able to
that
compensate you for
causes you-
all of that loss, which goes back to what you're saying, that it was 7 years,
7
but they
years
gave him
of
$1 million.
not.
He was earning 70 something.
I mean,
Right.
it's never.
So which-
They
that's
should have
what
got.
you're
There should
saying,
have been
absolutely.
punitive
Because-
damages.
exactly.
You got to teach
It's
them a
not-
lesson
Yeah.
because it all comes down to the fact. Let's be honest, that he was a black man in a nice car.
But that's
Yes,
That's
simple
right.
as
but
that.
It should be the police. There's a different question to answer as to whether if it was a white banker and the police have stopped them, would the company have dealt with him the same way?
There
Yeah,
you
but
go.
then
That's
slightly
another
different.
question.
That's a
But they
different
also
question
the
for a
worry
different-
is like if we go back to Mendy, the worry there is like at the moment they're like he's suing the club,
Yeah.
and Dom's like, oh really and truly she sued the girl that made a false allegation. I was like, but she ain't got no money for him.
Yeah.
It's
She ain't
pointless.
got-
She ain't-
Pointless.
there you
And it's
go.
going to be the same thing
Absolutely.
if you try and sue the police. They don't really
Really,
have
no,
not the kind
they
of money that Mendy's making.
No.
No, but they're covered by insurance.
Yeah, but do you really think they can afford that kind? That's a
No,
big
but maybe
payout.
you'll make them think a little
Twice.
bit more about
But
what the
do
fuck they're
we
doing.
want, like, if you make a rape allegation as a woman, as a person, you want it taken seriously. There's no two ways back.
Exactly,
You don't
for
really
real.
want them going, well, if you get it wrong, we're going to owe them money. It's a difficult one.
And so we get into the position of the allegation and so when a woman, as we've seen, has been raped,
yeah, all person.
and they say, oh well, her skirt was too short or she
We
was
talked
jumped
about this
and it's
before.
her fault because I'm not saying we say that, but that's what society
That's
takes
what we've
yes,
heard.
yeah.
Mhm,
right?
That's what.
And if she's never worn that little short skirt, and if she never, I think you should be able to walk naked and you shouldn't be raped, right?
Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
right. And in some ways, it's the same way. You, as a man who earns all this money, protect yourself as well.
Well,
You know, just like
Yeah.
you might say that. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's
no,
right
but
that-
no,
but
but you're right.
All I can do.
Mel's
you know
right
it-
though, because
she
that's
is,
why they go for some of these cry wolf rape. And I'm not, you know what I mean? Because you got money, or they know what they can get out.
but
of
you
them.
know what as well, to be honest with
absolutely,
you.
they're so
if-
dumb and
Protect
stupid that they
yourself.
don't protect
Yeah, but
themselves.
equally, I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying. But equally, it takes one bad man person who really wants to do you, Sam. You could have met this woman once.
But I agree with that
If she
too,
wants
because
to
you
say-
get different. But that's different
and
people,
this is
different
why you say
situations.
protect yourself. I don't know how you protect yourself. I've no one don't want my money to put me at risk like that. But you protect yourself. Just like I would say to any woman, protect yourself.
But you know what?
Try
As
and
you
keep yourself safe. Because you are, as a man earning loads of money, as vulnerable in some ways because you've got all this money and you're a baller and people are going to want to take. In some ways, you're as vulnerable as that woman.
It's
So
true,
look
but then
after
how?
yourself.
But
What
it's a
about
good
Philly?
question- But it's
Is
a
it
good.
this boy Philly?
Oh
The-
yeah,
the-
Philly.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
Now
God.
you hearing so many stories. There's this little podcaster, and he's
The one that got arrested in Australia.
in Australia. Yeah.
And he's got to stay there till December.
Now there was a girl. I saw a girl who said
means
that
You know
her
she lied.
best friend,
She lied.
the same girl, whoever's like made all these allegations or whatnot. Apparently, the friend said no, she lied because she's tried to do it to somebody else before.
No, that
Da, da, da,
person's
da.
lies. As in, ask yourself
Oh,
this.
the girl who's saying that
Yeah,
the friend's
ask
lying.
yourself
is
this.
lying.
She's saying, so she went to, she's a stripper. First of all, she's trying to slut shame her. That was the first thing
Okay.
I got from it. Secondly, you do not name a rape victim. I don't care what no one
No,
says.
you don't.
You do not rape. So the fact that no one's coming at her for that.
That.
Because even if it was, you could be a stripper, don't mean you get to, you
No.
decide to get
No,
it.
not
At any
at
point,
all.
you could say no. But anyway, she's like, she's a stripper. And she went there. You're a stripper, honey. And I'm not shaming it, but you're a stripper, honey.
what
This
does
is
that
what,
mean?
Thank you.
Right.
It goes back to what you just said.
And you've
about
gone to his
wearing
room
skirts
and did
short.
furthermore, okay, so here's the thing. Let's just all wheel it up back. So they've got pictures of the fact that she was choked around her neck till she passed out.
Yeah, I
Which
heard
part
that.
of stripping is that got to
to do with anything.
What's that got to? Anyway, even so, she's named her. She's talked about the fact that she did it to Bryson Tiller.
Wow.
There's not, you can't find a scrap of that online. Yeah, she said that her friend told her. You didn't even share the receipts of the text message or the whatever between you and your friend.
Were you on
So
your
you just
friend?
come on TV and talked.
Wow.
Because she's clout chasing.
Yeah, exactly. And she was shaming. I apologize for the whole. I apologize for the whole of Australia. She was doing entirely too much. I
Are
need to
you
find out if
serious?
she named the wrong person as a victim.
No way.
Oops.
And here's my thing: is you shouldn't be naming rape victims anyway,
Wow.
especially if the thing hadn't even gone to court yet. Like you can't do that over here. That would have been suppressed. You can't do
That
that.
is ridiculous.
But-
Because
yeah.
I saw that he'd been arrested, but to be honest,
I didn't know nothing about
I just saw a little
that
clip
side
somewhere.
of him. I've since heard and read that apparently he's one of those boys that didn't really get girls when he was younger, so he can be quite aggressive when he's.
That I've seen the
When he's-
video of him in the car
And he had his
where
neck-
his head is you know what I mean? Like,
And it's almost like,
Yeah.
oh shit, is the camera here? Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
like, and then there's a
Was that with the two girls in the back?
Yeah.
And then there's a clip of him and Chunks when Chunks is they're sitting down to talk, and
What
then
about
Chunks
the
says to him
ages?
about. He goes, I
I've
wouldn't
heard
let
that.
you. I
Mm.
wouldn't let you date my family.
The thing is though, don't
Chunks
you feel
says
like
to
people...
him, and he's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And Chunks is like, "The way you are, like."
But
do you know what
also,
I mean?
don't you feel like when I watched something on the Shade Borough and they had like 4 or 5 slides, the only one that I thought potentially looked weird was the first one. All the others, I just felt like you lot are reaching into this man's character to convolute things. Because another one was just him just chatting up girls, giving riz, being really flirtatious. But there's nothing aggressive
Yeah,
there.
about it.
Yeah, and my problem with that is we're condemning a man before A, we know the facts, and B,
yeah.
he's been
But that's
had his judicial process.
Yeah.
Again, much like I was saying, because it could turn around. Because listen, he's finished.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yes.
everything
Yeah,
finished.
finished.
Done.
And this is why I go back to if you are in a position where
Move
you
smart.
have a lot to lose,
Yeah,
you've got to be smart.
just protect yourself.
You've got to protect yourself. That's men, that's women.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I'm not
mad.
going to sit here and say, well, is a man, so you know what?
No.
Women have been going through it for time. I think, if you are, as a female, see a man and you're going to be saying heinous things about him in order to get money or whatever.
Yeah, you got screwless.
And also,
because
you
you know
make
you
it
do,
bad.
absolutely.
You then make it bad for females who don't do that, who have.
Do you know what? I don't like that
authentically-
narrative though,
No?
because we're not a monolith. In the same
Yeah.
way
No, we're not.
that
Yeah.
if one black person does something, it makes
Makes
all
all
of us
different.
look.
No,
We're
it
not a
doesn't.
monolith.
Absolutely
Right.
agree.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
So
true.
Right.
here's
My
the
bad.
thing. I hate the fact that I have to say protect yourselves, but you know what? Protect yourselves, everybody. And do you know?
Yeah,
I
it's
hate
true,
the fact
you
that
have- yeah, but
even for
unfortunately
women,
you
it's
have to.
unfortunate, but it's the world we live in,
Yep.
babes. You should be able to walk around naked. You should be able to, and no one stick their penis in you because you're naked. But at the same time, protect yourself.
Yeah.
Just be smart.
Yeah, I say
Be
for the boys,
sensible.
like boys, don't put yourself in situations.
No, that's what I mean. I mean,
everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're I don't know, if you're a baller and you're earning loads of money, just be smart. Don't put yourself in a position where someone can say something about you.
It's true.
Yeah.
And worse, it's not true.
But you know what, as well, some of these people, my husband was having this conversation, like, I think
Right,
they've grown up too quickly.
Yeah.
What they're exposed to is too
Yes.
quickly. Like,
Oh, yeah.
think about
Yes.
it. How many Premier League footballers do you know that are married at like 18? With kids at 18. It's like their life is
Their
sped
life
up.
is
Sped up. It is.
Do you know what I mean?
It
Their life
is.
is
It
sped up.
is.
Like most 18-year-olds aren't
I'm
married
doing
with
that.
children.
Exactly.
But when you've got all this money and all this access,
But
things speed up.
But
So wait,
to be
let me finish.
fair-
My point was, so they don't get common sense till down the line.
Yeah.
This is why you see so many cheating on their wives. It's not that the fact of the matter is they should have never been married.
shouldn't have
The
been
things
married
they
in
were
the
doing
first
is
place.
too young. They were
themselves.
too young.
But
Absolutely.
what it used to be in the now it's different, but in the 70s and the 80s and stuff, it was felt that it was important for a footballer to be married
Because
they could
stability.
settle down, stability, so they could just play ball.
Yep.
So, and
Focus.
it seems like in some
Fergie
ways
was very much
that
for that.
narrative.
But
Though
how many
not
of those
effective
boys
now.
No, but it was never
The
effective.
Ryan Giggs of
it was
today,
never
who
effective
obviously-
because right. But the fact
No, it
is,
was never
it was
effective.
never
Never.
because
No.
the bottom line
No.
is
No.
this is still young adults,
Yeah.
children,
Yep.
getting married, doing adult things because they have adult money.
Yes.
but they're not mentally
Adults,
there yet,
they're not
which is
emotionally
why a
intelligent.
lot of them go ahead to find a cheat and look at fucking Rooney.
He was a baby.
Grannies.
when-
I mean,
when
But he
he
was
was
a
brothel.
baby when he
Yeah,
got
when
married.
got
He was
married, whatever.
15.
but
They're 16.
Yeah,
But
but then
no, but even Colleen was 15
Yeah.
when they was
Of course, they
together.
were both,
Really
yeah.
and truly, without the money, I'm not even sure they would have still
Yeah.
made it.
But if just based on that, right? And we all know, 15-year-olds, you've got life to live before you be looking at marriage. But when you listen to, and I use it loosely because we know, but you look at American ballers and whatever that are making all this money, they often marry their childhood sweetheart
Yep.
because they don't trust.
no,
anyone else
you're
'cause they
saying
feel-
often. I think that's few and
But they
far
still
between.
cheat.
More times, what
No,
happens?
so
Right.
LL
But
Cool,
they-
Right.
No. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they don't cheat, but they marry
They
the woman
prefer
that's
to have-
because they trust her because they've grown up.
And then
with
what do
her.
they do
Nothing.
to her? But then what do they do to her?
But then they cheat.
Exactly.
And
So my point
you
stands.
know.
Realistically, what they should be doing at that age
Is just living their
It's
life.
just live.
boom.
There you
Everything
go.
that we would be, and then
Yep.
the pressure is off. Now there's no cheating scandal. Now
Yeah.
there's no this. You're just living your
Your
life.
life.
And when you, like the rest of us get the opportunity to do, we live our lives, we grow, and then we make a decision about who you want to
And
be with
even
the
when
rest of
you're
your life.
young, you cheat because you grow. There you go. You might
Are
have
you
to
speaking
be.
for yourself?
Well, yeah, I have cheated before. Like, hello, surprise.
No, but my point is, but that's it. But that is it. Like when you see a 22-year-old
because of
boy,
what you're saying.
23-year-old
When
boy
you're
young,
young,
cheating,
and them young
much as it-
ages, you're 19,
supposed to be
20, it's like,
exploring
hello.
yourself.
I'm not here trying to get married.
And here's the thing is, like, let's be honest. When you see young 22, 23, 21-year-old boys cheating, when I look at how, especially if they're good people, because you know they're young, they're making mistakes, especially when they're good people, and the internal turmoil they don't have to go through because of the guilt of what they've done.
What they've done.
Yep.
When really and truly you shouldn't have
You shouldn't
been in a
that
long-term
place.
relationship.
Exactly. You
then.
should not have
live
been
your
put
life.
in that
Live-
position.
and
at all.
girls, I'm not saying just boys and
Yeah.
girls, experience, and the thing is, there's something about experience in life, so that when you do finally pick the one, you've got experience
You've
in that
experienced.
choice.
You're
And
emotionally intelligent at
and
this
secondly, you're not looking for the grass to be greener because you've not had fun.
When if
So-
I remember myself as an
Wait.
18 and 17, trust me.
Is that generally kind of to the? Are we talking about people with money? Yeah.
So we started off talking about people.
Because
Well,
it's not
think in
going to
general.
apply to you, for instance.
What
You
do you
and
mean?
your husband, you and Dom have been
Well, I'll be
together for-
honest, yes, but even that.
But
I'm
what,
gonna-
this is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, in hindsight,
Because you can meet somebody.
no, but in hindsight,
No, I
a
hear
lot
what
of
you're
our
saying.
issues that we had early on could have been alleviated if we just got together a bit later.
But I hear it. But you've grown together,
Yeah, but it was painful.
of course. But
It was painful.
you wouldn't change it.
I don't know. I don't know that. I
But
wouldn't
changing, I
change
think,
it.
in a sense
In
of
what
where you're
it
saying,
may be changing experiences that you went through
Experiences.
together. That's
Yeah,
what you would
but
change.
taking a bit longer in certain
Yeah,
things.
absolutely.
Yeah, of
whatever.
course.
That's what you would
Absolutely,
change.
because
It's the timing
some
of
of the
certain
stupid
things.
shit that each of us did was because realistically
You're
we were
just
too
too
young,
young.
to be in a
Oh,
relationship.
but this goes back to even what I've just said about the whole you're too young, so you just
Oh,
whatever.
And when I met my person, I remember saying, I met you at the right time. If
Boom.
I had met you when I was younger, well, we wouldn't have got
Oh,
married.
No.
do you know what?
Because I was too much.
Let me give you
I was
something
yeah,
as well.
terrible.
I hear
I
that.
give you
something.
timing this time. Is it? I agree with
Timing
the time.
is always.
And
correct.
let me say something,
Timing's
and it's
really-
going to sound a bit mad, but hear it out. Dom and I met when I was 20, just before I turned 21.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm now 39. Yeah, he's about to be 40. Now, I tell you this now. Bearing in mind we had Nala when I was 24. If we got married when I was 24, I promise you we wouldn't be together
You won't
today.
be together.
Yes.
I promise you we wouldn't be
Yes.
together today.
Yeah.
Dude, and I know that
Yeah.
sounds
No, no,
warped,
no, no, no,
but I
no, no,
prom-
no, no.
So when people are like, oh, Shanta's having a baby, they're not even married yet. I'm like,
You don't need to be. That's not it.
relax.
But- yeah.
Because marriage is a choice of each other.
That's it. It's nothing
But
to
I
do
can
with
promise
the-
you that
absolutely.
if I had met Vanessa at 21,
You wouldn't be
we would
together.
not have got
Yeah,
married.
of course not.
No.
You would have
Because
pissed
the
her off.
kind of person that I was.
This is it. This is.
But to Clara's
life
point, you
experience
did
had
make
not
a valid
been.
point, as in, but it doesn't work for everybody. But
no.
the woman I am now has been molded by my husband, and the
man
man
he
he
is
is
has been
been
moulded by
So
you.
I've made him who I want, and he's made me who he wants.
wants,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now that doesn't always work for everybody.
No,
Some people
no.
would do that tussle
And
tussle
that's why
for
I
ages
said-
before they realise
yeah.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly,
No,
if you'd asked me
true.
to marry him, and bear in mind, I wanted to be married when I was 24. I wanted to be married when I had my daughter.
But look at that.
But had we been married, we'd be divorced.
You know, it's
God's
true.
time, girl.
This
God's
is it,
time.
but I think I'm at a point in my life and I'm like you're saying, marriage for me is not everything because it does not define a relationship.
Absolutely.
You can have partnership commitment. You're committed to one
Yeah,
another.
for sure.
Do you get
for
what
sure,
I mean?
for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. If I got divorced tomorrow, I'm not getting married again.
I'd never get married again.
I'm not getting married again. I'd find a long-term partner.
I'd
but I'm
never
not getting
This
wanted
is
married.
to
what I'm
get married.
saying.
I
So
just
it's
felt
like,
it happened.
Yeah.
it's
As much as I love being married, I wouldn't disrespect
I would
it
have
by
liked-
saying
there was a
it's just
time
a
when-
piece
It's
of
just a-
paper.
yeah.
I
No,
would never do
no.
that.
Yeah.
But equally, I wouldn't.
You won't be rushing.
It wouldn't change how I feel about him.
Yeah, yeah.
And there you go.
But it's not. But what it
Okay.
does is there's something about
Choosing somebody.
and basically saying
committing to each other.
I am prepared.
The ultimate
I'm now
commitment.
sharing
Yeah.
everything with you.
Yeah, the ultimate
Yeah.
commitment.
Right?
That is the
It's
ultimate commitment.
So I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, it's the
that is
ultimate-
what
that's what it is.
That's it. I'm choosing you.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I choose
it's
you
you. I
for this.
choose you.
Yeah.
But you
Absolutely.
can choose some. But listen, sometimes it's more than.
But you can
words.
still choose
You can
a
choose someone in your
person.
acts. In your act.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to get married. I don't think marriage
No.
is a necessity.
No.
Marriage is
Be with
important to
someone for
me.
everybody.
No.
But I think, I got married because of it was important to get married just because it's another female and I didn't want any problems if
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
things
yeah.
that
Make you
came
want to
with
be
it.
her
with
next
it.
of kin. You want to like.
I wanted
Yeah,
to keep
yeah,
it secure and everything.
yeah.
But also though, that's my person.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. It's your person.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Really. It's
And
my
I
person.
think, do you know what? This is what I think. It's realizing when it's your person.
Yeah.
And it's the fact, it's just like, and that's it. I think that's those beautiful
Yeah.
things. It's when you know what I mean? You're kind
I
of
think
like
it's
you're saying,
it's simple as that.
like
To be
my
honest,
person.
it's
Yeah.
it's
But
just
it's
those simple
beautiful.
things. You're
Yeah.
just my person.
Yeah.
Because we've been out with so many people.
Yeah,
Blah blah.
and
They weren't our
yeah,
people.
yeah.
And you know what? When you find that person, you're like, yeah,
That's my person.
I've arrived.
Yeah.
And you've arrived at the right time, and here
You
we
know?
are. But you know what? We're searching. No.
So a slight
Yes,
change.
Liam
I
Payne.
just wanted to touch on.
Oh yes,
Liam,
yes. No, the suicide.
I just wanted to
side of
touch,
things.
touch on suicide because it was a comment was made about the podcast.
Yeah.
With Diddy, and I had made a comment about in context of Diddy, but it was about I didn't think he would get
He was still a
murdered.
coward.
I didn't
Yeah.
think he'd take his life. I think he would get murdered, and
because he's a coward, and he is a
Yeah.
coward. So people
Right.
that do what he does,
he's a coward.
he's a coward.
But it could have been perceived wrong. So I just want to say that suicide is a thing that I don't take lightly. I don't believe people who commit suicide are cowards.
And just to say,
No.
because I don't think you're going to say it, so I'm going to say it for you. Mel's a healthcare professional,
Exactly.
so she wouldn't
Mental
say
health.
that.
She's a
And she
mental
wouldn't-
health counsellor. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and
Therapist.
she wouldn't intimate that because you work quite closely in those situations. So,
Definitely.
Yep.
But I think it's really important, and I think it's important for people who take their life or commit suicide. It's not because they're cowards. It's not because they're there's a reason why they do it. I will never know why they do it. I don't. It's their decision for whatever they're going through. It's important to know that there's people out there, if anyone finds this very difficult, that you can go to Samaritans, you can talk to, if you find it very difficult, what we're talking about. And then it brings me on to Liam Payne, who, the gentleman who was in the group and passed away. And it would appear to be related to drugs, but
Yep.
I do not know.
Yeah,
We don't know the
enough.
I know.
history. We don't know the
I
Yeah.
amount
don't
of
know
details of that.
why. And there'll always be questions because he's dead, and there's no one to answer those questions. But I also realize that it can really affect people because of the way that he went.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to highlight that. So
Yeah.
if anyone felt that I was saying something that they believed was almost making light of
Light
it,
of it,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
that was not what it
The
was meant to
intention,
be.
no.
Yeah. Far from
That's
it.
fair.
Far from it. You know.
Girl, we know what you meant.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely,
we
baby.
did.
We know, we
did.
know.
We did.
Yes.
All right, and on that.
So,
And on that very somber note,
yeah.
yes.
the Premiership is back next week. Oh no, it's
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm so
Tomorrow,
excited,
baby.
guys. I'm so happy.
It feels like it's been a long time,
My
right?
Yeah,
weekends are going to
man.
be joyful again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna watch.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, joyful for some.
Not
Not
you know
quite
what?
all.
That is
Can I add?
exciting.
It might not be. It might. I still love it. I still
Yeah.
find it joyful because
Yeah.
you know how gassed I am about Sunday's game.
Even if we lose, I don't care. It's the
Liverpool
excitement.
Chelsea
I know,
is
yeah,
going
okay,
to
very
be
much.
a
That's
cracking game. I'm looking
I mean, what
forward
I
to
would
that.
like is
both
a
of them to lose.
draw or Chelsea win.
Yeah.
Only because of how well Liverpool on top. innit?
I'm switching
Well,
off
do you know what?
all
Quite
the
frankly,
messages.
Don't no.
I'm going
You know what?
off grid.
We need to make a group chat rule, yeah, because you give all your chest here when it's
She
your
brings all
time,
the smoke.
but you want to disappear when it's
I'm
you.
switching off.
Nah,
No.
G.
3 against
What
1.
Nah,
When
G.
we
What do you mean
video
3
called
against
it-
1? What was happening the other day? Was it not 3 against 1?
Who? With who?
3 against
Oh, I didn't answer.
Oh,
There
this
was one that I
She
didn't
was
answer.
mute.
She's
You gotta
at this
allow it,
moment.
you gotta
She's
allow it.
like
You gotta
on
allow it.
levels of mourning.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I know,
yeah.
right?
You can't kick
Literally.
someone when they're down.
Literally.
She's going on like she got hernia.
Everything.
One she got arthritic pain. She got
You
everything.
know what? We're not letting her fly because let me tell you something.
No,
now,
no,
yeah,
you got me, man. It's
Okay,
alright.
okay,
I want
okay,
that.
okay. Because she's
Sunday.
trying to duck out of engaging with us on Sunday.
I know, never.
Exactly.
I never.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Are you alright?
Just talk.
Do you remember
Okay.
last time? I
Oh,
forgot what game
no,
it was.
hold on.
When it was me and her, she was like,
What
Lou.
do you mean? Hold on.
Hold on.
Go on.
How can you not watch your game? What time are you going to dinner with Pet Away?
Hold on.
Isn't it?
It's my daughter's 18th birthday on Sunday, so please be
No.
nice.
No. Birthday.
I've been nice to her. I've been nice to her.
Thank you. Why would I not nice to you?
It's not your birthday.
I've been nice to her.
Lou,
I gave birth.
I need
That's
you,
your problem.
guys. I need Chelsea to turn up, right? 'Cause
Turn
I'm
up.
coming for team
I'll have a
now.
word,
And you
darling.
will, mate.
I'll have a
Did
word.
you hear that?
Do you remember
Lou,
last time they came?
Chelsea.
Who? Liverpool, Chelsea.
And what she said, do you remember?
What did I
What, you want
say?
to hang with the big boys?
And she went, before all of that, she's like, Lou, we haven't got to be like animals
Oh,
about
yeah.
this. Obviously, just made the best team win. Fast forward. Yeah.
You want to hang with the big boys? You want to hang with the big boys? Remember? And the team was taking someone please tell Tina to refrain from using my name.
I was like, I've never hated my name so
Do
much.
you know what? Do you know what's really great? None of you guys have been able to come for me.
No.
No.
That's because it's no, you know why? That's because this group chat
We've
only
won.
started in the last year. Had it been approximately 19
Why are you
years,
guys in the past?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
had it been,
Oh,
had it been
remember.
approximately even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember
dude.
you saying to me, "That's history."
No, I said it about
When we
her.
was talking,
And you
so
said,
for me,
No, but
Yeah.
not for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
no,
Not
no,
for
no,
Arsenal.
no,
We're
no.
like, not for Arsenal.
you've already accepted that this is just what it
You
is
know what's
to you.
funny?
Yeah.
I think it's because. Hold on. What was our results for like last season?
What do you mean?
Arsenal.
You
no,
we
came
beat
third.
you.
You came
at-
third.
We
They
beat
came
you.
second.
No, we
not
beat
like
you
that,
at-
my friend.
Oh.
We beat you at the Emirates,
What do you mean?
and I think you beat us at Anfield.
Okay, so it was 1-1.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think it was, and I think
So I
we
didn't
did
come
the
for you?
double over you.
yeah.
And I think
it was
we
5-0
did
one of them.
We don't talk about United.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
just
Yeah,
just
no,
pushing.
no.
The only thing I can talk about is when I told
No,
Tina
don't
to kiss
go
my
back.
ass when we beat them in the FA Cup semi-finals to
When
get to
was
the
that?
finals.
That was
that?
last
But
season.
the last season gone.
Oh yeah, that's when you was
Oh,
all
yes,
hyped.
yes,
That's
yes.
when she was all hyped.
She was so
Ten
hyped.
Hag, and I was like, we want him to stay.
Do you know what's weird? When
We
you were like,
wanted
oh,
to-
I really want him to stay, I was like, fuck for what?
No, do you know what though?
Like now.
She was like, I wanted to stay.
Yeah,
I was
FA
like,
Cup.
right. And then Ten Hag was saying the same thing this season at the start. won the FA Cup, you know.
You know,
No,
he's
can I just
still
say,
living on that
Can I
point.
just say, at the end of last season, it was more of a point of who do we bring in. If he goes, absolutely, who's going to come in?
I
But
reckon you would have had more
I was
offers.
also-
You would have
Exactly.
taken-
Better be.
I was open to it, but in the end, I was just like, make him stay, man. At this
Do you
point,
know
they
as
was
well?
dragging it out,
Because
innit?
we just got rid of ours. I was like, guys, this is the time to do
Yeah,
it.
but they
over
weren't
the
going to
summer.
do it, and it was just
over the
flipping
summer.
annoying.
Give them time to acclimatise because he pulled that out of his ass at the last effing minute.
Mate, of course he did.
Ten
Hag.
Hag beating
That
City
FA
in
Cup,
FA
mate.
Cup. I don't know how he did it.
And I
Don't
tell
even
you how
think
to
he knows
dig,
how he did it.
right? And I tell you, when I sat here, and I can remember the podcast when I sat here and I said, "We want you to stay," and Clara was like, "Yes, Melanie, we know you want him to stay."
Yeah,
I
because
just think
he's
I
going to
would've
do
won.
exactly what he's doing, innit?
Still not knowing what his players.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why
when
Mel
you
wants
lot
him
told
to
me he
stay.
said that, and I was like, but you picked them, you asshole.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah,
why
yeah.
he
Now
begs
it's-
to
that's why I've got no
understand
time
what
for
he
him.
thinks.
Now, when you look at Man United, it's all his team.
Do you know I don't watch?
It's been all his team.
Do you know I don't watch his press conferences? I watch all the other managers.
He is
I
rather
go
embarrassing.
for 2
Yeah, exactly.
seconds,
Seriously.
and I'm literally like, what
Shut
am I
up.
doing?
Yeah, it's annoying.
It makes you want to go shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
no,
annoying.
I do. I
Yeah.
actually do say shut up,
I
mate.
just want to slap him on
Like-
his forehead.
That getting too backhand on the
And
back of the neck.
also,
You know what
do you
I
know
mean?
what he's got? He has got the gall. You still think that
He's the
people are
shit.
gonna, and people are gonna buy what
Yeah.
you're saying.
No, bruv, at this point, no. No.
Like, you know,
No,
the
because
players,
guess his latest one was at the beginning of the season or before the international break. The patience. You see what I'm
Be
saying?
patient.
Wow.
Wow.
We're a point where
She's
Man
got-
United,
she
we're
got
not
10
fans. Wait,
she got
we're
10
not
hug in
fans.
hospital, boy.
No, we're not fans. We're patients at this point. Like literally suffering. No, he didn't say that. I'm saying that.
oh. My friend, I was like, you said what?
Exactly.
No, what I was saying was he was saying that the fans need to be patient.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I
says
remember
that?
foolishness.
Well,
It's
no,
true.
you can't say that.
No, you can't, Mel. Not when
What's
you're
his name?
suffering.
Is it Eric Ten Hag?
No, not them now. But I'm
He's
saying
like your person.
That's his name, Eric, right?
Yeah.
Eric Ten
Ah,
Hag.
she forgot his name.
Yeah, because I just at this point I
You literally had to think.
Imagine watching your team play shit and the gaffer says the fans need to be patient. Sir?
and you're in your third season.
Third season. You ain't just
And you
started.
don't even know your first.
The only
11.
person who's allowed to say that is Anslot.
Thank
if
you.
lost any of 2 or 3,
absolutely.
he would.
Come in.
And Enzo.
Oh,
Yeah,
and Enzo.
okay,
Yeah, no, for
Because
real.
they've just
Absolutely.
I wouldn't expect Arteta to say that.
But you know what? Even if Enzo did say it, it would annoy me.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
should
but
have known
he's
what you
got right
got.
to say.
But he's
Right
got
to
right
say
to
it, come
say
in
it.
and
But
not
it's
upset
still
the
not-
players.
but
Of course,
Johnny,
you're
sir.
like, come on.
I'd still be like,
Come on.
act fucking confident.
Yeah, nah, bruv.
Act like you know what you're doing. About 3 years later, be patient, sir.
Yeah.
What with the team that you bought?
At this
Yeah.
point, I think there's
Imagine
just
that.
no.
With the team you bought.
You've gone and
and
bought
then they spent
somebody
like
and you're
nearly
saying,
$1 billion or something. Didn't
I
they?
was
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
it.
yeah.
They've spent enough.
Thank you, money. I was watching it
They've
when I was in
spent
Greece,
enough.
the Villa game. I mean, we're very lucky actually.
Yeah, you're
because
lucky you drew.
Yeah, because I was confident we were going to get battered. I go into every game with no confidence.
Yeah.
That's jarring. I'm not
Why
gonna lie.
should
That's
I go
jarring.
into
Can make you hate football, you know.
Mate.
And this is what
Do you
I
know
was
what
gonna
makes
say.
it worse? Or for me, last season it was losing and then having to come to talk to you. When we lost 5-0 and then had to come and talk to
mate.
you.
That
Wait, who
It
beat
wouldn't
you
even-
5-0? Arsenal.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even have been so bad if we were playing well and we just happened to lose.
To lose. You were
But
shit.
yeah, you
We
were,
were
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got.
And I
You
couldn't
got
take
taught a
the time.
lesson.
I got
Yeah, you're out
So
there.
imagine
You're out there.
how you feel. I feel like this every 2 weeks, every time I come here.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
No.
And we
Yeah.
really give it
Right?
to
I got to talk
And we
to
don't know
you
easy.
three.
you. No. Pressure.
I
I
would,
mean, you're the worst. She's the worst one.
I would say
Tina.
I'll ease off, but I don't know.
No,
sis,
bring it, man. It's all right. It's
Like
okay.
it comes
I can
in
do
and you
it.
just go.
You want to support that shit
You don't
team,
know.
deal with it.
And I do.
just
I'll
wanna
deal
come
with
out,
it,
man. You
and
just
I
wanna
will
come
even
out.
join in on the dissing because
yeah.
they're shit.
Your teeth look white, you know.
Wow, it's because she's so dark.
Oh,
I went there. I did.
So the light skinned girl just called somebody so dark.
Yeah, I did. And that's a topic for another day.
And now she's like, yeah, I did.
And I think on that note, guys, you've
done.
been watching Sports
Bants
Bants and Prosecco. DC's with my white teeth.
yes. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank
Yes.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys?
On YouTube, Spotify,
And we don't
Apple.
mind a comment or two as well.
We welcome
Nice
all.
ones.
Welcome on. Welcome on. What was one you said? What was
Fuck
it?
'em all.
United West Ham
in this
Liverpool.
case,
fuck 'em all.
We are the Arsenal. We are the best. We are the Arsenal. So fuck all of us.